In the ancient days, long before the kingdoms of men rose and fell, the world was a vast and untamed wilderness. Rivers flowed with unbridled strength, mountains stretched toward the heavens, and the skies held a deep and abiding mystery. Humanity, young and restless, spread across the face of the earth, multiplying and filling it with life. But as the years passed, the hearts of men turned dark. Corruption spread like a shadow, covering the earth in its heavy shroud. Violence was rampant. Mankind had turned away from the path of righteousness. The Creator of all, seeing the wickedness of his creation, was filled with sorrow. The earth, once a place of beauty and harmony, was now a place of strife and cruelty. He saw that every intention of the thoughts of man's heart was only evil continually, and he regretted making mankind on the earth. The grief in his heart was profound, for the world he had crafted with love was now filled with darkness. Yet, in the midst of this despair, one man stood apart. His name was Noah, a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God, and God took notice of him. While others reveled in wickedness, Noah remained faithful. He lived his life in accordance with the will of the Creator, finding favor in his eyes. One day, as Noah went about his daily tasks, he heard a voice, deep and resonant, speaking to him from the depths of his soul. It was the voice of God, and it carried a message of both judgment and hope.
Noah,
God spoke, his voice like the rolling of thunder.
the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark, and cover it with pitch.
Noah listened intently, as God gave him precise instructions. The ark was to be enormous, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. It would have a roof, a door in its side, and lower, second, and third decks. It was to be a sanctuary, a place of refuge from the deluge that was to come. Noah set to work, heeding the command of the Lord. He gathered his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and together they began the monumental task of building the ark. Day after day, they toiled, the sound of their labor echoing through the wilderness. They cut the wood, shaped the beams, and constructed the vast frame of the ark. With each stroke of the hammer, the ark took shape, a testament to Noah's faith and obedience. The people around Noah looked on in bewilderment. They saw the great structure rising and shook their heads in disbelief. What was this old man doing, building a ship so far from the sea? They laughed, mocked, and called him a fool. But Noah paid them no mind. His heart was set on the task given to him by God, his faith unwavering. As the ark neared completion, the next part of God's command began to unfold. Animals, great and small, started to gather around the ark. From the furthest reaches of the earth, they came, 2 by 2, male and female. Elephants lumbered alongside deer, eagles soared above the heads of sparrows, and lions walked peacefully beside sheep. It was as if the natural order had been suspended, and all creatures were united in a common purpose.
Gather them in.
Noah instructed his sons, his voice steady and calm.
God has called them to safety. Each pair must find its place within the ark.
The animals filed into the ark, finding their places within the vast chambers. The lions roared, the birds sang, and the air was filled with the sounds of life. Noah and his family worked diligently, ensuring that each creature was cared for, that there was food and water enough for all. Then, the time came. The ark was ready, the animals were aboard, and Noah's family, his wife, his sons, and their wives, were prepared. The moment of judgment was at hand. The sky grew dark, and the first drops of rain began to fall. The heavens opened, and a great torrent of water poured down. The rain fell in sheets, relentless and unending. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. The waters rose, swelling higher and higher, covering the land. Noah stood at the door of the ark, looking out at the deluge. His heart was heavy, but he knew he had done all he could. He and his family entered the ark, and the Lord himself shut the door, sealing them inside. The ark, a wooden vessel of salvation, was lifted by the waters and began to flow. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain fell without ceasing. The waters surged, rising above the mountains, covering the earth completely. All flesh that moved on the earth perished, birds, livestock, beasts, and all mankind. Only Noah was left, and those with him in the ark. Inside the ark, life went on. Noah and his family tended to the animals, each day blending into the next. The ark was their world, a floating sanctuary in an ocean of destruction. They lived by faith, trusting that the storm would pass and that they would find dry land once more. And then, one day, the rain ceased, the storm passed, and the waters began to recede. The ark drifted until it came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. The world outside was silent, the waters slowly retreating, revealing the land beneath. Noah waited. He opened a window and sent out a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the waters had dried up from the earth. Noah then sent out a dove to see if the waters had subsided, but the dove found no place to rest, and it returned to him in the ark. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again, and this time it returned with a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew that the waters had lessened, that life was returning to the earth. He waited another 7 days and sent out the dove again. This time it did not return. It had found a home. The waters had receded, and the time had come to leave the ark. Noah opened the door of the ark, and his family stepped out onto dry ground. The air was fresh, the sky clear, and the earth, washed clean, lay before them. The animals emerged, blinking in the sunlight, ready to begin life anew. The world had been given a second chance. Noah, filled with gratitude, built an altar and offered burnt offerings to the Lord. The aroma rose, pleasing to God, and he made a covenant with Noah.
Never again will I curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures, as I have done.
As a sign of his covenant, God set a rainbow in the clouds. The arc of colors stretched across the sky, a promise of peace, a reminder of mercy. The rainbow was a symbol of the unbreakable bond between the Creator and His creation. Noah and his family looked at the rainbow, their hearts filled with hope. They had survived the storm, endured the trial, and now stood at the beginning of a new chapter in the history of the world. The ark had carried them through the waters, and now they were to carry on, to live, to multiply, and to fill the earth once more. And thus, the story of Noah and the ark comes to a close. It is a story of judgment and redemption, of destruction and renewal. It is a tale of faith, of obedience, and of hope. The ark is not just a vessel of wood and pitch. It is a symbol of the enduring power of faith and the eternal promise of God's mercy.